What's happening, nation? Pure Salvation here, and welcome to another trap tutorial because the Trap Master's here to make your day better. And I just woke up, so my voice is extra deep. So let's get into it. I'm also running a 1.5 pre-release of Minecraft, no big deal. And that's so I can get some of the items that will be released in 1.5, because today we be making a player trap called Pick and Dip, and this trap was inspired by the YouTuber XXForbesXX. So you gotta give credit where credit is due. So let's take a look at this trap in action so you get an idea of what we'll be building. So I'm a player, and ooh, I get seduced by such an attractive looking chest. And I must have it for myself, so I go down in here, and I want the chest, but I realize it was a trick all along, and I'm gonna die. So I died, and now, if you're the guy who created the trap, you'd be like, I wonder if somebody fell for the trap yet. And you go down your little secret entrance, which you can hide anywhere, and check the chest, and oh, look at that, free loot from the guy who just died in here. Fantastic. Alright. Okay people, bear with me as I try to explain what's going on here. So, there's nothing too suspicious about the trap. There's no tripwires or pressure plates or anything like that. So, how the trap actually activates is once you touch this block, you pick up a block through the wall, which is how the whole thing works, and allowing it to be invisible. And so as you can see, there is a pressure plate with a block on it, which is connected to a redstone torch down here, which is connected to another one, and then another one up here. And so this is a triple inverter, which allows the trap to reset itself every time the block is picked up. So if the player picks up the block or the block despawns, the dispenser will automatically spit out another block and reset the trap. So if we follow this redstone line up here, it leads us to pistons down here. And when we pick up the block, the pistons will deactivate and reactivate in just enough time for the player to fall in and then get suffocated by these pistons. And once the player is done suffocating, they will drop their loot onto these half slabs, and under these half slabs are hoppers, which is part of the new snapshots for 1.5, which is why we're using the 1.5 pre-release versions, because we want these hoppers. And so the items will fall into these hoppers and get carried into this chest with all the loot in it. And interestingly enough, items do go through half slabs into hoppers, so that's really useful. And so now you can go and check your little chest of loot to see if there's anything in there, but I recommend making your little secret entrance a little bit more secretive than I did. I was a little bit lazy, so don't do that. Also, what tends to happen, doesn't happen too often, but it can happen, is the trap can get jammed, where I pick up the block and I also pick up the reset block at the same time. Now if that happens, the pistons won't retract, but a simple fix to that is just by placing a button where the dispenser is, hitting that, and resetting the trap just like that. And I recommend re-breaking the button so people don't see it from the outside, and making the trap look a little bit more suspicious, but that's just personal preference. So now we're going to build this whole thing, and we're going to start with the floor. And now we're going to do the dispenser. Now we're going to connect this redstone to the pistons. Now we're going to go ahead and do the underside. Now, depending on which side you put the chest, it's going to determine which way the hoppers are facing. So we're going to pretend the chest is over here. so. Let's get our hopper. Holding your crouch key will allow you to place these hoppers on top of each other or next to each other. Now half slabs. And for some finishing touches, place the pressure plate and some dirt. And we'll go ahead and activate it. There we go. Whoops, did not mean to actually activate it. And now all we gotta do is cover up the trap. So once you've done that, all you gotta do now, place the chest, put a half slab right here, preventing the player from actually standing on that little crevice right there. Whoops. And then place some more walls. Kinda like that. Put a nice little window. And the trap has been built. Alright, last minute information, let's go. This is a player trap, if you didn't notice by now. Also, it's based on the fact that your server has property protection, so people can't just run up and grief the crap out of your trap before even activating it. So make sure your server has some sort of anti-griefing plugin, or else this trap won't do you much good. Also, I want to reiterate this again, that this trap was inspired by a trap made by XX4BZXX, and so I will link his original trap video in the description. You can go and check it out and tell him I sent you. But what I did was I basically made a trap that was like his but more compact and with newer features, so consider it an upgrade from his trap. Funny thing is, I also created an alternate version of this trap, Pick and Dip, but I didn't show it to you guys because it's way more complicated, but I think it's more effective. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know by supporting this video, and I'll be paying attention to the support that the video gets, like with ratings and comments, and maybe you'll see it in the future sometime. So that's the trap tutorial for Pick and Dip. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like or a dislike, and if you haven't already, why not subscribe and join the Salvation Nation? And you'll never miss out on another trap tutorial. If you want to see more traps, there's a playlist in the description. Go ahead and click on that and watch all of those. And with that said, I really hope you guys have a great day. Everybody take care.